Yeah, I hope you're all fine and excited as I am. So today we are going to begin a new area. We are going to learn about CSS. CSS is very interesting, and just CSS is an acronym of Cascading Style Sheet. Cascading Style Sheet stands for or helps assist us place the HTML document, or they help us style CSS document, or in a very easy way, they help us make our HTML look very beautiful. So let me show you using a joke and a picture that I know you'll come across it after we've done CSS. You'll be able to relate to it very well after you've been able to finish CSS. Great. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope you let me know when you are able to see my screen. Okay, there we go. Hope you can see my screen. Please mute yourself, or else I'll mute you. If you've just joined, please mute yourself. Oh, great, fantastic. Yeah, so I hope all of you can see my screen. You can just type on the chat if you're able to. If you are not as well, please let me know. Oh, great. Let me see. I can see some chats coming here. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Sakina, Wendy, Winnie, for informing me. Yeah, so if you can see this, there's a difference between this young, beautiful girl and this. So when you do HTML, your document or your file are just flat, but when you add some CSS, you're going to make it beautiful. So in short, CSS really assists HTML to look very beautiful or to beautify our websites. So we are going to learn about some components of CSS, how we are going to use CSS, how we are going to style our files that we already created. Great. So that is the simplest definition, even in form of a picture, on how you can understand HTML and CSS. Yeah, so that's give like an overall view of what we are expected to do with CSS, or the results that you are going to see when we apply CSS in our HTML document. Great. I hope you're all excited as I am. Oh, great. I'll stop sharing. Oh, great. Fantastic. So before I proceed, anyone else with a question? Anyone with a question? Anyone of us here who's done CSS before? Anyone has experience, or anyone who has never heard about CSS, please, you can unmute yourself, you can respond on the chat. Let's do this for like 2 minutes. If you already have an experience, also let me know what you've done. And if you don't have any experience, or it's even the first time you're hearing about it, it's very okay. I would also like to hear about that too. Oh, great. I can see someone has just shared on the chat. Wamuyu just said ina omoka. I hope I'll...
Yes, morning, madam.
Myra, I've heard about CSS, but she's never used it. I don't know what you mean, Wamuyu, when you say ina omoka. Does it mean that it's getting rich? I don't know. I'm not sure about that word. Anyone who has like a simpler meaning of imeomoka? Oh, it's very great. I can see also Dorcas says it's her first time hearing about CSS. It's very, very fine. I hope now you have an overview of what CSS is and we're going to learn it more. Ramadan is also new. Fidelia, she has heard it, but she's never used it before. Oh, great. Winnie says, I think it means looking better than HTML. That's great, yes. I've heard about it. Oh, it's very okay, Wamoyo, it's okay. Fantastic. So we've all seen that CSS assists us to style our HTML documents and just to help them look beautiful. Yes, and when you create a website using HTML alone, it might not be very, very attractive to the users. You might need to add CSS so that it becomes very beautiful. Yeah, so we are going to begin on CSS, and just to remind you, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is used to place HTML documents well in a browser, and it's also used to style HTML documents. And there are three ways that we are going to learn how do we even add CSS on our document. We have inline CSS, we have external CSS, and we have inline, we have inline, internal and external. Yes, three: inline, external, and internal CSS. Great, fantastic. So we are going to start with the simpler one, which is inline CSS. We are going to start with inline CSS, and then we come to internal, then we move to external. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my Sublime. Yeah, let me see if I still have the files that we are all using. If you have if you have more than mine, don't worry, it's okay. It will reach at some point, it might inquire. Oh, great. So when I open my document, I know there's no much that you did, but I'm going just to style a few things that are here. So when I open this in my browser, let me see if you can see it. Let me do that again. Actually, I had not shared my screen. Sorry about that. I can share it now. Great. So let me take this side here, put this one here. So I'm going to open in a browser. I hope you can all see my screen. At some point, I forget to share my screen. Great. I hope all of you can see my screen. And now, like for example, I can even open Pwani Technogirl's website. We see some of the CSS that has been applied here. Great. I will do my best to zoom. I've just seen there's a comment. So for the website, I will not zoom. I just want to leave it at 100%. I just want to illustrate for you some of the features, especially for the heading that you can see. As you can see here, who we are here in Pwani Techno Girls, it's in purple. Okay, you can see my screen. That's okay. Let me share it again. Let me share this part of the screen. No. Let me cancel. Let me stop sharing. I was demonstrating using Pwani Technogirl's website, sorry. So when you look at my screen, you can see this is a heading 1 probably, and the color is purple. We can learn how to do this. And you can see here the gallery is black. And you can see here the headings are purple. So let's learn how to do this using CSS. So I will do a new share. And we've said we have 3 different ways we can apply CSS in our HTML document. We have inline, internal, and external. So we are going to use inline, and I'm going to explain why you need to use this, why you need not to use this by the end of our session today. Fantastic. So assume now I want to make my heading 1. I have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. I want to give them different colors. So what am I going to do? Inside my, I hope you can all see my editor, my Sublime. I've tried to zoom in the HTML code. Hope you can see that. Great. So inside my HTML document, I will add this element called style, and I will put equal sign, and I just want the colors. So for now, we'll just use random colors. And then I will also explain to you and teach you how you can look for different shades of colors and some rules that you can use in colors. So for now, let's just use, we can use orange. So we say style, we type style color, and then we put that, then we can say blue. So after writing blue, you need to put a semicolon. It's very important to follow some of these syntax or these simple rules, especially when we are dealing with CSS. You might miss this semicolon and it might not work. So I want all of us to be very careful when we are adding some of these CSS. So I want us to try this. Like we add style color equals to blue. I'll give you 1 minute to type that. Let me know if you're able to do that. Great. So we have like 1 minute for you to do that. And let me know if you are experiencing any challenge. Have we all done that? Style equals to color blue. Oh, great. I'll assume all of you have done that unless you are experiencing any trouble. I will save. After saving, I'm going to view it on my browser. Have I really? Yes, I think it's somewhere here. Mhm. So I will open it in. I'll view it from my browser. I hope you can see that. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So here is the web page. The view. You can see the heading 1 is blue. I hope all of us are able to see that. Your heading 1 color has changed into blue. You can see now things have started having, you can have control, you can change colors, we are also going to learn how to increase the size of that heading 1. And also if you want to make it bold, what are we going to do? Yeah, so let me see on the chat if you've been able to do that, if your heading is blue. If you're experiencing any challenge, please let me know. Oh, fantastic. It's good to see Sakina saying that it is worked, it is blue. Okay. If you're experiencing any challenge, please let me know. I think let me just mute. Okay, so here, anyone else whose heading 1 is blue, we want to add more element into the heading 1. We want to make its font to be a little bit bigger. Oh, fine. Thank you for letting me know, Myra. That's great to know. Oh, Amina, awesome. Let me pick someone random. Winnie Barawa, is yours okay? As yours worked, are you experiencing any challenge that you might need help? Oh, fantastic. Winnie, yours is also okay. That is great. So we are going to proceed. Let's try and make the font different, to make the font size to be different, to be smaller, to be bigger. So I'm going back to share my screen. I'll share my Sublime there. There we go. And then just before I close my before I close my before I close my quotation, sorry, I'll come here and say font size, then I will put that, and then maybe I can say I want it to be larger. We always use px to stands for pixels when we are styling css, especially sizes. So we can decide to make it a little bit bigger. We can decide to put it 25 pixels, and always remember to put the semicolon. In most instances, when you forget the semicolon, it's not going to work. See, especially as we move forward with other ways of adding CSS in a HTML document. Yeah, so we are going to add that. That is font size. Yeah, and also let's try and see how do we even put it at the center of the HTML document. We also have a styling called text align. Text align. Maybe I'll put center for now. I'll say center. The good thing, the Sublime text is very smart. It's easily, and it's able even to autocomplete this for you. Yeah, so we have font size. We're going to see how the sizes are going to increase, and also let's see if our HTML document will be placed at the center. Okay, so I'm going to save my document. I hope you've all managed to do that. And then I'll do a new share again. Yeah, let me refresh my browser for now and see what will happen. Oh yeah, you can see now we are having a lot of control. Actually, one thing that always excites me about CSS is you imagine something and you put it into reality. Okay, you really want to increase this, you want it to make it a little bit bigger, you want to make it small, you want it to put it in a specific area. With CSS, you are just limited with your creativity. You can really do a lot. So this is it is at the center. Head to, the size, I think 25 looked a little bit smaller. Let me make it a little bit larger by maybe putting something like 50. Let's see if we will be able to see a difference. I will save that, come back here and refresh. Yeah, you can see when you make it a little bit bigger, it changes. That is almost something similar with what we did here in Pwani Techno Girls. You can see our programs is a little bit larger. And when you come here from our blog, and when you come here in who we are, I hope you can see Pwani Techno Girls website, it's a little bit larger. Yeah, so that's about increasing the font sizes. Let me stop sharing and let me hear feedback from you. Great. Anyone whose style the font size has increased and it has been aligned at the center. I hope you're all excited as I am, just knowing that you have control of how your document or your HTML document appears. I think that's so cool, right? Fantastic. Great. Sawa sawa. So let me check on the chat. Let me know. Oh, fantastic. Myra said it has and it looks so nice. That's great. Anyone else who's done something, especially you've increased your heading 1, you've made it to appear at the center. I'll try and pick people randomly. Lavender, are you okay? Is yours fine? Feel free to type it on the chat. Oh, there's a question that is a very good question, Winnie. Does it mean then CSS works better if one understands Microsoft apps well, i.e. Microsoft Word? No, absolutely no. You don't really need to understand Microsoft Word to be able to understand CSS. There's a little bit more. Oh, Emmanuel says he just was able to log in now. You'll follow up. So that's very, very okay, Emmanuel. We'll share the videos. Great. So I want us to do something different again. Let me stop sharing this. So I want us to, let me see. Apart from heading 1 that we've been styling a lot, we can also style the body. Let's assume we want the body to be, so Emmanuel, who just joined, we are learning about CSS, and CSS is all about making your website look very beautiful, and we are learning a language called CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and we've just been able to style heading 1 alone. So from the body, you can just follow with us, so you're not very far. So
Yeah, sure.
when we really want to make the body look different, like the background body to be, the background of the entire document to have a specific color, we can try that. We can type style. And the good thing with Sublime Text, when you start, it auto completes for you style. Then you can use background color. We can even try and add background image, background hyphen color. But we'll do color and then I will challenge you to add a background image. Background color, maybe let me add something like orange. Just type whatever you can see on my screen. Let's see if this will work. So we are going to make the entire background of the HTML document to be orange or any color that you like. I can even change it to be purple. No, I don't want to choose purple now. Let me just go with orange. Great. I'm going to try it on my end. I hope you've all done that. Let me give you some few seconds to finish. Okay. Great. Sawa sawa. So I hope you finished just writing that. Let me share. Let me share my, where is it? Where have you disappeared? Okay, it's fine. I'm going to, okay, I'll just open, then I say open in a browser. I hope you can see that. Let me share this. Yeah, actually it's here. You can see your entire body has changed color. Oh, great. So what I'm going to do, just to ensure that all of you are doing the right thing, I'm going to invite anyone who's been able to finish to share their screen. Oh, fantastic. Anyone who would like to share their screen with us, please go ahead and share. I've allowed anyone to share. Let me see if whatever we are doing, you're all doing. Anyone who would like to go? Sakina, would you mind sharing your screen? I can see you've responded. Oh, fantastic. Please go ahead and share. Oh, Boaz, you just raised your hand. Oh, fantastic. This is really cool. I can see also your heading was centered, your background color change. That is really great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. Boaz,
Excuse me,
Simba
madam.
Boaz, please go ahead.
Can you repeat again that part of the body where you want to change the background color?
Oh, fantastic. I'll definitely do that. So I will share my screen again. So what I just did, Simba, I hope, yes. Simba, so what I just did is I went to the body where I've just opened my body here. So what I did is I added, sorry, I think I just deleted. So I just added this part here. I added style, just telling the HTML document, okay, we really want to style this part of the document. I added style here, and I style equals to background hyphen color, and then I said orange. You can pick any color that you want. Yeah, so you can just follow what I've done here and let us know if it works. So we'll give you 1 minute. I hope the rest it's working. And please don't allow yourself to be left behind. Just ask. And we are very happy to help you. With me, I have my amazing colleagues and facilitators for the coders at American Space. They're in the chat. They'll be able to respond to any of your questions. There is Aisha, there is Brighton, there is Chai, there is also Latifa. They can help you. If you have any question and you type and are not able to see it fast, they can really help you too. So you have all the help that you need. So don't be shy. Fantastic. Simba, did it work?
Yeah, it worked. Huh?
Oh, great. That's really great. So what we are going to do now, because there is I want us to focus a lot on external CSS, but I just wanted you to have a feeling of inline CSS, inline CSS. So I want us to add a style, a CSS in a different way. So I want us to use internal CSS. And what is going to happen is the syntax is going to remain the same, but now we are now going to move further. We are going to separate our HTML and our CSS document. So as we move forward, you'll realize that it's very, very important for you to be able to separate your HTML document from your CSS, so that when you have like a line of even up to 300, 400, it's easy for you to be able to come and change anything if you've separated your CSS separately. So what we are going to do, we are going now to remove the CSS in our HTML tags and try and separate them. But now we are going to put them in line. So what does that mean? So it has to appear between your head. So what we are going to do is, what we did is we made a heading 1 color to be that, heading that color to be that. So we are just going to add style here. Sorry, we are going to add style. This is inline style tag. No, this is external. I don't want us to use that. We'll do that next. So we are going to add inline CSS. So what we are going to do is we are going to remove everything that we added here. So this is the format will change a little bit. So what we are going to do, because you already have style here, remember what I'm trying to do is separate my HTML and CSS. And as we move forward, you'll realize how this is very important. So when we so what I'm just going to take, I'm going to take my CSS, especially when it came to background color. So what I'm going to take, I'm just going to take this property, background color, full colon, orange. But this time I'm just going to change it to, just so that you are able to see the difference, we'll change and we say background color, let's put it like, we can put it green, put any color that you want. Let's hope it's going to work. So what I'm going to remove here, I'm going to remove this from here. I'm going to remove that from there. Hope that's correct. We are going to see. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. Let me view it in my browser. Let me view it, and then we'll be able to check on your side too if it worked. So I'm coming here. I'm viewing my document. Let me see if the color changed. Okay, something is not right here, but it's still very okay. Let me check what's wrong. Let me check on my end. Background color, green. It should really pick. Let me check. Give me 1 second. Oops, I forgot something that is very, very important. I just realized that. I realized that, and it's very, very important. I don't know why it skipped my mind. So let me share my screen. Yes. And that will also really help us learn. So when I come here, hope you can see the HTML document. I've said that I want background color to be red, but what exactly do I want to change? Yeah, so I think I was moving very fast that I didn't realize that I want to change my body because I've removed it from the body tag. I will come here and add body and put these tags here. So the syntax changes a little bit now, and I will have to close here. I was wondering why even the color is still white. Great. So when you want to style something with inline CSS, you have to be very specific and mention it. And also this will help us as we also learn external CSS. So we'll just use the same simple CSS that we've used to learn inline and external, but in our classes we'll be using external, but I just want all of you to understand the 3 ways. So you have to introduce the body tag. We are telling our CSS, hey, we are styling the body. So you put the body, you open the calibres and you close them here. So I've changed mine now to show red. I'm 100% this will work now. So let me save. Okay. Okay, so once I've done that, let me do another share, new share, and yeah, this one is now going to work. So the color should change to red, to whatever you said. So we are very specific. We don't want to style anything else. We want to make the body to be red. I hope all that worked. Let me see. I hope that worked. Oh, thank you so much. I can see Esther also had tried to give me a heads up. I had not specified that. That's so smart of you, Esther. Oh, fantastic. I can see most of you are saying it's working. That's great. So just to see a little bit difference, let's now, instead of now changing heading 1, instead of now changing this heading 1, let's try and make heading 3. Let's make heading 3 to have a different color. We can have heading 3 to be white. So what I'm just going to do, I'll come here inside, still in my style. I will come here and say heading 3. Then I put that calibres, and then I will say color. Color is for text. So and then I will say white. And then I'll also teach you about color codes before we move to external CSS. So I will change my heading 3, the color to be white. Remember, I have not done anything here. When I come here to heading 3, I have not done anything here. I've just said heading 3, I want color to be white. I hope that's okay with everyone. I hope you are doing it. I will change, I will save, and then I will come here and share. Yes, so my heading 3 should change. Yeah, you see heading 3 here has changed, and the color has changed to white. I hope everyone has that. We are doing this so that we all understand the basics. Once we understand the basics, we'll be able to move very fast, and we will even be able to understand and work with Bootstrap, which is a CSS framework. Awesome. Let me see on the chat. Have you been able to do that? Actually, HTML is not hard, but now when you're very creative and you want to see like unexpected results that you've aspired to do, CSS sometimes can take you a lot of time. Fantastic. So any response on the chat? I might need to stop sharing so that I can see the charts well. So Adija is asking, hi, why is the closing and opening different? Is that calibrate specific to CSS? Yes, this is a rule for CSS, especially when you use inline CSS. Even when we go and use external CSS, you will see that when you remove, it might not work. They're very specific. Yes, you have to do that. If you remove them, the CSS is not going to work. Oh, great. So now when it comes to inline and especially when it comes to inline and internal CSS, there is one danger. Like for example, let me share my screen. Assume you had more than 2 heading 3s. But that will really learn a lot when we move to a little bit advanced in CSS, and we'll be learning about classes. So I just want to create some curiosity in you so that you can see we have like we have some interesting and cool things to learn. So heading 3, second one. So when I'm going to add another heading 3, you can also try it on your end. I just want to show you something in CSS that at some point you might need to be very specific. When you put that, you'll be able to see my screen shows that all my 2 heading 3s has white. Assume in your website, like for example, Polytechnogas. I hope you can see Polytechnogas. We have a lot of headings. We have, this one is purple, this is black, and we have a lot of heading 3s. But at some point, you might need to be very specific and say, I only want a specific area in my heading 3 to be blue, not all of them. But now when you use inline or internal CSS, you find that when you come here to the browser and say, when you come here to your CSS and say that heading 3, I want to be white. Remember the browser will read that anything that has heading 3 it's going to be white. Anything that has heading 3 is going to be white. So as we move forward, we are going to learn how to be very specific as we work with CSS. So I would like us to now let's try something in external CSS. Now this is the interesting part. So I'm going to I'm going to change everything from here. I'm going to remove this from heading 1. I'm going to remove every CSS from HTML. So I'll come and say that must be heading 1, and then I do that. So I'm going to remove this element of style. So as you can see now, my HTML is absolutely independent. There is no any CSS that is there, but it's still working. Now, what if we remove CSS completely from here? We don't have it here, but at the same time, it's going to work. So now this is where we are going to add our CSS file, and we are going to link it externally. So this is now part that I want all of us to really pay attention, because moving forward, we are not going to add anything inline. We are not going to learn anything that is internal. Sometimes I get mixed up with inline, internal, just the pronunciation of the words. Yeah, so this is okay, but so let's link our CSS externally. What do I mean? We are going to separate our HTML and CSS completely. This is something that you are also going to learn and appreciate. Great. So how are we going to do that? Let's go back to our website folder. Where is mine? Let me check. Mine is under documents, and I've called it web. So I will come here to documents. Where is web? Yeah. So here is my web. Yeah. The same way that we added images here is the same way I want us to introduce a CSS folder, so that we separate it and come back and link it. So in your document, I want you to add a folder called CSS. I know this is where some of us might get lost, but it's very okay to get lost. We'll find you. So just create another folder and call it CSS. Just do that the same way I've done. So now we are almost having a visualization on how we are going to arrange some of these files and folders. So even as we move forward, you'll be interested in learning JavaScript. You'll also create a folder for JavaScript. And the same way linking, you'll be doing it in CSS, is the same way you're going to link it in JavaScript as well. So fantastic. So I hope all of us have done this. And if you are completely lost, let me know. Let me stop sharing. Oh, fantastic. So before we move forward, we have Ngio. Please, can you go ahead and share your screen? It's very easy for me to help you if I'm able to see your screen. So go ahead and share your screen. Ngio Fidila, please go ahead and share your screen. Be able to share your screen, or how would you like me to help you? And today I can see some of my friends are very quiet. Emmanuel, is everything working on your end?
Yes. I'm following it up. It's only that I came late, but I'm following it up. I'll be able also to follow the subsequent topics.
Fantastic. That's really cool to hear you are also following. Are you check? All right, this is okay. I'm not hearing you. I don't know the problem. I hope everyone can hear me. So, but I can just go ahead and share my screen just so that you can see what I did to make my heading 1.3. I hope the rest can hear me well. Great. So what I did is I just added this heading 3 and I said color white. Heading 3, color white. So Ngio, hope you can see this. I just added this part, heading 3, calibres, and then I added color, and then I closed the calibres. Yeah, so Ngio, let me know if you do this. Just add this in your board, in your style, open style. Yasin, please mute. Actually, I've muted you. You just add this Ngio and let me know if yours works. It's just simple, the same way we did to heading 3, heading 1, sorry. Yeah, so just add heading 3, calibres, and close the calibres and say color white. Now we can, once I'm satisfied that you've been able to understand and it's working, we can move to external CSS and explore more in CSS.
Madam, just to understand, as I said, I came late. CSS inamaanisha nini?
Oh, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet, and it helps us style our HTML document. And you can see it is helping us beautify our HTML. We can make our body colored, tunaweza iweka color. We can make heading 3 a different color. We can decide to put it at the center. So earlier, I shared this. This is just it's just it will help you just even understand. Where is it? I don't know if you'll be able to see my screen. I will stop sharing. I will share with you a simple illustration on CSS. I don't know if you can see that screen. This will really even help you understand what I mean here. So this is just a simple way to explain what CSS is. You see this beautiful girl? This is HTML. HTML is just flat, but when you want to beautify anything in HTML document, we use CSS. Now when we add HTML and CSS, this is how the outcome is. You see, we can be able to add colors, we can be able to increase the font sizes, and there's so much we are going to learn. Hope that is a simple way to explain to you CSS, Wafula.
Yes.
And I
Yeah,
hope that's clear.
yeah, sure, it's clear.
Fantastic. Fide Ngio, hope yours is working now. Steve is asking, is there any effect in pasting that calibres closer to the text inside? I don't know what you mean, but are you able to share your screen? And Wamuyu says, repeat what you just told us. That's fine. I will repeat the linking externally. That's fine. I hope, Ngio, you've been able to make your heading 3 white. Yeah, and is there any effect in placing the calibres closer to the text inside? That question is not very clear to me. If you're able to unmute yourself. Oh, Wamui also says that creating a file or something like that. Yeah. So for us to link CSS externally, we need to separate it, and we are going to add a folder where we are going to place all our CSS. So what are we going to do? I'll share my screen. I really hope you'll see my documents. So I will come here to my file manager, and be able to see where did they place my HTML, where did they place my images. So I will come here. This is where this is where I'm adding all the files I'm using to create the website called web. And then I just click on it and right clicked and created a folder, and I called it CSS. So we are going to add our CSS files, all the files in CSS, because apart from the CSS that we are learning, we're also going to learn how to use Bootstrap. So we are also going to put our Bootstrap CSS there. That's why I want us to separate it from the start. You could as well put it here, but we are also going to have so many pages that I don't want us to separate. I want us to be organized. Actually, it's the best way to be organized, so that doesn't confuse you or anyone who will come and use or just come to check your work. So I hope this is clear. After doing that, Wamuyu says, thank you, it's a bit clear now. After doing that, so we are going to link our CSS external. Remember we said we are going to separate it completely. So we are going to remove all our CSS from HTML document. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to create a new file. I'll come here, file, new. Yeah, so what I'm going to do after I've created that file, I'm just coming here to take all these my CSS property. I'm
Just
going to
share the
start.
screen, kindly.
Oh, sorry, I've not shared my screens.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, please.
Thank you for letting me know. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do now, I've just, what I've done, I'll just repeat. I just came here and opened a new file, that's it. And then after opening the file, what I did is, I'm coming here to my HTML. I'm removing all the CSS properties. I'm cutting I'm going to cut everything that is here, cut, and now put it here. So this will ensure that I don't have any CSS in my HTML. I'm also even going to remove the CSS tag there. So my HTML is completely clean. There's no CSS. So when I do that and visualize in my browser, nothing will show. The CSS is not going to show. Right, so after doing that, I need to save this. So, and I'm going to save it as a CSS file. So and you'll see the color will change. So I'll come here, file, and click save as. And I'm going to save it in the same folder that we created. I'll open the folder and then I'll call it any. I can call it style.css. You have to give it an extension of CSS. Yeah, you can see the color has changed. It has been able to identify that, hey, I'm now being told to do some CSS. So this body closes that, this closes this, and this is closes this. So what we've just done is we've separated the CSS and the HTML completely, but now we need to link. How do we link? So let me check if you have any question on the chat before we link. Actually, this is the most important part. After we've learned how to link, we are very good to go. I'm trying to look at your comments. Anyone who is stuck, you need help before we proceed. Actually, when you're able to know how to link, you're very good. So quietness means maybe you've done it. So, but it's still okay. So let's learn how to link it. So what we are going to do still in our head, I'll come here and type link. This is the way we are going to link our CSS.
Share, please.
Okay. So I've just added this here in our head. So you've noticed inline CSS. In inline CSS, we are adding it in a HTML document. Internal CSS, we are adding it on the head, but still also when you are linking externally, we are also adding it in the head. So we are going to type this. I'm sure Sublime is very smart, is going to autocomplete for you. You type link relationship that, then here href. Now this is where we are going to link. Where did we actually save our HTML? Where did we save our CSS? We saved it in a file called CSS. And then what is the name of the file? Style.css. Style.css. So I'm going to give all of us 1 minute to be able to do that. And then this is where now I'm going to request most of you to share your screen, just to be sure that whatever you're doing is correct. Yeah, so once you've done that, link relationship, we tell it it's a style sheet, and then type text stroke CSS, and then now you need to tell it where exactly is it. CSS style.css. CSS hyphen style. You can call it any name, but make sure you write it the name correctly here. Yeah, so hope you've done that. I'll give you an extra one minute. Sawa. So I will save my work. And now let me come to my browser. Sorry. I will share my screen and just see if my CSS is still working. I'll have to visualize it again. Give me 1 second. I'll open in a browser. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see my browser? Okay, I'll share it again. So you should not be able to see any difference. Your CSS should still work. So my CSS is still working. Maybe I can change my color from red to green, and I'm going to change it externally. So what I'll do, I will come here, and I will come here to know everything we are going to add here. So I will come here and say, I want my background color to be purple. Yeah, so after doing that, I will come here and it should automatically pick my purple color. So moving forward, we are going to use external CSS. And as we move forward, you'll be able to understand why we are using external CSS. I hope all of you are able to try and change your background color to a different color so that you're able to fully confirm that your CSS is working, your external CSS is working. Oh, wow, purple is so cute. Okay, anyone who is lost? I know linking externally sometimes can be very confusing, so I'm very happy to help you. Anyone who like to share the screen? Sakina, are you with me? Wendy. We also have Mariam Abdallah, Ruth Muturi, Steve. Let me know if you're okay. Wamuyu, Myra, is everything working on your end? Anyone who like to share their screen? I really look forward to 2021, where I'll be able to meet almost all of you physically. Wamuyu, it's working. Fantastic. Will you share your screen? Anyone whose file is working, share your screen. And if yours is not working, please don't be shy. Just say that it's not working, I'm lost. This is where I'm stuck. Nyokabi Sharon. Oh, fantastic. I can see Steve, you are sharing. Okay, can you change your orange color to purple or green externally? Let me see if you, yeah, change that externally. And thank you for sharing your screen, Steve. Yeah, you can change it in your Sublime text and just refresh on the browser so that you are able to see. You did not link correctly. Did you save? Can you share your CSS file, your Sublime text? So make sure you can change the color. You see, when you change the color and it doesn't pick, you know something is not right. Steve, it's very okay. Can you please share your Sublime text? You can stop sharing and pick your Sublime text window. Yeah, please share your window. Steve, please share your screen so that I can help you. I'm sure you've not linked it well. Okay. Let's wait and support Steve until he's able to finish. Awesome. Steve, are you with us? Okay, Wamuyu said yours was working. Could you go ahead and share your screen too? Let's just confirm if you're able to change the colors. Oh, fantastic. Oh, you changed the color. That's okay. Looks like you really love Django. That's something that you will learn January. That's great. Fantastic. Okay, Steve, have you managed to solve the challenge? Actually, if you not be able to learn how to link externally, you really have a lot of problems because most of your CSS is not going to work. Okay, please, Steve, keep us posted if you've been able to solve that. But I would like us to proceed. So I want us to learn about colors. There are different shades in CSS. When you talk about green, there are different colors of CSS. And there is a tool as a web developer that will really help you understand how to pick colors from a logo. How do you do that? So let me share my screen. I'll share my Google screen. And now I want all of us to Google CSS color codes. And you don't have to master all of them. For me, I only know black and white. I know when I want to use black, I use zeros 3 times. When I want to use black, I use 0 3 times or 6 times. When I want to use white, I use FF 3 times or 6 times. The others I've not mastered because I already have a tool. So we just open your browser and type CSS color codes. Yeah, so there are so many. Maybe when I can check, I can type. Yeah, there's so many. Like for example, if you want blue, there are different shades of blue. If you want yellow, there are also different shades of yellow. Yeah, so when I look at here, I want maybe red, sorry. When I want to choose red color, red stands for hash, then FF, F2, then 0640. So it is a standard that most of the CSS color codes start with a hash, and then it's either 3 or 4
What
or
we
4 numbers after
Madam,
that. Yes?
are you sharing? Why are you stating something and you are not sharing?
Actually, I'm in my browser. You are not able to
Okay.
see my screen?
Okay. Yeah, I can see the browser search
Yes.
image, search by image. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually I just searched for CSS color codes and I was just trying to illustrate using this image.
Okay.
No, I didn't want, I wanted it to open as an image, but there is also a tool that I would like us to explore. Yeah, so I was saying like this, I can't view it as an image, but it's okay, we can try. So if you can just pick any color code, it starts with the hash, and then it maybe with 3 digits or 4, and then there's a mixture of numbers and letters. So like for example, I want to use yellow. Yellow is hash, F times F is 4, and then 0 is 2. So what I will do, I will stop sharing. I'll stop sharing my browser, and then I'll share here. So what I'll come here and do is I will come here and add, for example, background color. I will type hash and then I'll add F 4 times, then I add a 0. So let's see which color is this and how exactly do you do this and how do you even know these colors? And I will demonstrate to you on how we are able to use that in our website just to get the exact color of our logo. And it's, as a web developer, it's very, very important. Yeah, so I will save that. I hope you can see that. Let's try, what does FF 4F and 0?
Something wrong somewhere?
So as Madam joins back, I think there's a slight disconnection. So you can also Google color picker. Let me. So this one will help you to pick or to choose a color. So as you can see here, I can choose a color I want. Probably I want it to be a shade of yellow, something, or a shade of blue. See, then I can just copy the hash value from here. It also gives the same values in other formats like RGB, CMI, HSL. Okay, so but the hex value is from here. So you can copy this and put it in your CSS styling, or you choose any color. So here you pick the accent color, and whatever is displayed here is what you'll find in your website. Okay, so just Google color picker and you'll be able to use this one. Maybe I'll stop sharing my screen so that someone else can assist, can also share theirs, and we see what you have. So Simon, you just go to google.com, then you search from there. I'm expecting you to have such a result when you use Google. I'm assuming Edge is using bing.com. So with this, you can pick the color you want, the shade you want, and then you just copy the hex value. I can see Madam Ruth is back. I think Ruth, you can continue. I was just showing them how to pick a color using the Google's color picker.
Oh, thank you so much, Chai. I think we are left with few minutes. Hope you can just finalize. Thank you so much. I think power just went off and my internet disconnected.
Amesema nataka Brayo.
Oh, Sawa, thank you so much, Mr. Kelvin. Yeah, so you've been able to learn how to use the color picker. Actually, that's what I was about to share with you, the color picker and how you can be able to pick the colors and be able to add them in CSS. So color picker is a very powerful tool. And as when you maybe when someone sends you a logo and you want a heading of of a specific area on the site to have the same color of the logo, which is very important, you'll find that the color picker comes into very handy. So I'd really like to encourage you to explore more with the color picker. And yeah, so today we just wanted you to understand different types of CSS, how you can link them and how you can use them, and most important, how you can use the color picker. It's very, very important. So I would like to open this part for any questions. If any one of us has any question, please go ahead and ask, and I'm very happy to help.
Madam,
Yes, yes.
I don't have a question, but I just want you to capture the on the color picker, at
Okay.
least logo, just repeat. Yeah, to be precise. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that is very okay. So color picker is used to pick colors. I'll demonstrate using Pwani Technogirls website. And yeah, we've used it in Pwani Technogirls. We've used it when we were working in Pwani Technogirls website. And it's a tool that each and every web developer should have. Yeah, so let me share my screen. I hope that one will be seen. I can share. I don't know if you can see my Chrome browser.
Your internet is letting you down, madam.
I know, but okay. I think let me connect with a different Wi-Fi. It should work. It could be the site maybe. Maybe let me pick another site. Let me pick SwahiliPot. SwahiliPot Hub. I think it could be the domain. Something could be wrong, but it's okay. Don't worry. I think it is worked. Like for example, when you look at our website, you look closely. We have different colors. We have this purple, we have this blue, and there's some shades of green. And when you look here, this blue here, it's similar with this blue here, and this purple here is similar with this purple here, and this green area is similar with some of the dots here. How did you even do that? Like you can't really you can't say purple, there's light purple, there's dark purple, there's like a very wide shades of purple. How do you do that? So at the end of my browser here, this is the tool that Mr. Kelvin was able to show you and how you're able to download it. This is the color picker, Colorzilla. For me, I use the Colorzilla. You can download it. It's free. It's an extension. I hope Mr. Kelvin has been able to cover up that. So what I'm going to do, I'll just click on this Colorzilla and I say page color picker active, and I'll just hover around. What do I really want? I want to select a specific area. Maybe I want to pick blue. When I hover around, you can see it's giving me a color code that starts with the hash 65, 63, 61. It gives me that is something close to gray, but I'll come here and on purple, When I hover it around, I'll just hover it until I see my purple, blue. No, it's not picking. Yes, it is picked blue. I want purple. Okay. Yes, you can see when you hover around purple, it will pick the purple that you want. Let me cancel it and inspect again. I'll come here, Colorzilla, pick color from an active page, and I will come here. Purple, where are you? You just hover until you find it. It's almost there. It's picking red. Yeah, it has picked blue. Okay. Purple. You can just hover around it until you find the exact color that you want. I can still scroll to the top. Let me see if we still have the logo down here. Yeah, so I'll just hover around it here until I find the exact purple. Or I can just come here and pick here. When I hover here, you can see it is picked the exact purple. And then when you click, once you've already selected, you just click, it will say it is been copied on the clipboard. And when I just open a new tab and put it here, you'll be able to see it has given me the exact color code. Yeah, so that's simply how Colorzilla works. So I hope all of you have managed to install it. We'll use it a lot. I hope all of you have managed to install it. Anyone who's not managed to install it?
So this color pick, we have to install it as a software, or rather as an app in our whatever laptops and whatever.
No. Like for example, if you are using Chrome, just type Chrome Store. You can check also on the chat. Let me check.
Hello, Ruth.
Okay, also Mr. Kelvin and Mr. Brighton. Actually, it's Mr. Kelvin who's just shared. When you click on that link on the chat, let me copy it. You can install it here. It is just an extension. It's not even a software.
Okay,
It's an add-on. Like, let me just try and copy the same link that Mr. Kelvin has shared. Please feel free to click on it.
No problem.
Yeah, so it is just an extension. Because I already have it, it will tell me to remove it. But since you don't have it, it will ask you to install it. And when you install it, you'll be able to see it here at the top. It will look like a pencil with an ink. This is where you'll be able to see it. You can download it in Chrome or Firefox. It is just an extension, an add-on for the browser. You don't need to install any software. Does that answer the question? Hope that really answers your question very well. And anyone else? Simon says he's been able to connect to be able to download it. That's great. And install it. That's okay. So I would really like to encourage all of you to be able to install the Colorzilla and practice external CSS. And you can always visit this website called W3 Schools. W3 Schools. W3 Schools. This is where you can get basic understanding, and just whatever we've been covering, you'll be able to find it there. Yes, so if there is no any other question, I would like to close the class today. We are going to share the recording that I am very confident Mr. Chai was able to share it on the group, on the chat. Yeah, so there is a playlist that we've created on YouTube. Once we finish the session, we share them there so that it's easy for all of you to access and anyone else who like to learn. Yeah, so anyone who like to share the experience on CSS, anyone who was absolutely new, they did not know CSS and they've been able to do it, I'd really love to hear your experience. Anyone who like to go before we close our session, feel free also to type it on the chat. And also if you're able to learn something new today, we'll be happy to know. Steve, do you want to say something? Anyone who wants to share the experience, you feel free to type it on the chat. Anything new you are able to learn today? Oh, Adija said CSS is new and excellent. That's very good to hear, Adija. Yeah, and we really learn cool features as we move forward. Oh, fantastic. Esa says her experience has been great. She's not been familiar with Kalapika, but she's been able to learn about it. It's really great to hear that you're able to learn new things. Yeah, as we said as we begin, there's a lot in store for you. And once you've already learned all these different concepts and you identify a specific area you want to focus, you have specific mentors to help you. So that's great. Oh, Hadija said she was not able to download the Kalapika. So there's a link that Mr. Kelvin shared. Hope you're able to get it. Oh, Sharon Nyokabi asked if CSS uses classes. Yes, we are going to learn about CSS classes and divs. Very good question, but yes. But for the CSS that you are going, the classes that you are going to use is not for object-oriented programming. It's just to help us style or to assist us uniquely identify an element and style it. That's a very good question and a smart one, Sharon. Gio said they've also been able, Gio said he has also learned something. Yeah, so it's really great. And I would like to encourage all of you, don't be shy. If you're not able to understand, there's a WhatsApp group. I hope all of you are there. You can still continue asking us questions there. Yeah, we can always create time and help you. Maybe we can ask you, take screenshots, share, we can help you further. So it's really great to connect with you again today. This is our third session and very happy to hear that you're all learning something new. And as a team, we hope we can meet you physically soon, God willing. Yeah, so stay safe and have a very great day. Dorcas, did you want to say something? Okay, so I'll end this session for today. Thank you so much and stay safe. Bye.
Nani amechukua simu? 116